Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's review we're going to be taking a look at the newly released G.I. Joe classified series COBRA Infantry. For those of you who have picked up the previously released Cobra Trooper, you'll pretty much know what to expect with this particular figure. It is essentially just a slight redeco and comes with less accessories than that previously released figure. However, I find this to be a very clever move on Hasbro's part, as not only are they offering collectors who picked up the previously released Cobra Trooper something a little different in regards to the paint deco, but this figure here is also a great opportunity for those of you who missed out on the incredibly elusive Cobra Trooper. Taking a look here at the packaging, you can see we have an amazing image there of the Cobra Infantry, looking fantastic in my opinion. We of course have the G.I. Joe Classified Series logo with a great window view display of the character and all of his accessories. As we swing around here to the side of the packaging, we once again have a fantastic image of the Cobra Infantry with some Cobra troops here on the bottom. As we spin around here to the back of the box, once again we have the new revised G.I. Joe Classified Series box art, and then taking a look here towards the other side of the box, we have a variety of different insignias. So without further ado, let's crack the Cobra Infantry out of his packaging and see what awaits us inside. And so here we have the Cobra Infantry opened up and out of the packaging, and as mentioned at the beginning of this review, this figure here is basically just a direct repaint of the previously released Cobra Trooper. However, it is once again a great opportunity for those who missed out on that initial Cobra Trooper and for those of you who wish to army build. Starting off firstly by taking a look at the details, you can see that as per tradition it would seem with the classified series, the paintwork is absolutely exceptional. Now, one of the more key noticeable differences between this figure and the previously released figure is in regards to the 3D printing technology used here for the slight cutout here of his eyes. This is drastically different than compared to the previously released, and to be honest with you, I actually do prefer the paint deco on this figure than compared to the Cobra Trooper. You can see that we've got some exceptional detail as well as sculpt work there for the eyebrows and the eyes, and I love the overall design as well as sculpt work here for the mouth plate as well as the rest of the helmet. You can see we've got all of this amazing fabric and texturing detail where the neck is concerned, the sides of the helmet, and as we take a look here towards the back, we've of course got this armoured vest, which I think looks really awesome with some secondary armour plating situated underneath this. It certainly does give the Cobra Infantry a really armoured up look. We've also got the Cobra insignia here on the back, which I think is a nice attention to detail, and something which blew me away, especially with the Zartan figure that I previously took a look at over on the channel, is how well Hasbro are indeed able to replicate this creased and wrinkled material effect with plastic figures. This here looks so well done in my personal opinion. As we take a look here towards the arms, you can see all of the armor which has been painted and sculpted terrifically. We've got some definition here such as the bicep. As we turn our attention here to the main vest, this is completely loaded with sculpted in detail. I love how you can sheath the dagger as well as the pistol here in the front. We can also holster this secondary pistol in this slot here, and you can see we do once again have the Cobra insignia here on this holster. I think that the detail here for the belt too has come out really nicely, and overall as far as sculpt work is concerned, this particular line in general is one of the best 6-inch lines that I have personally ever seen. As we turn our attention here down to the lower section of the figure, I think the sculpt work here for the legs truly is remarkable with all of the different seams and the different wrinkles here for his trousers. You can see all of this looks incredibly realistic, and I once again do love the paintwork. We of course have some knee pad armor as well as some shin armor, and you can see that much like the rest of the figure, he does look incredibly heavy duty. Really does appear to me as if this particular Cobra Infantry character could take a lot on. As far as articulation is concerned, the head here can look up that far utilizing a hinge joint as well as a ball joint here for the neck. We can of course get that to look down, rotate the full 360 as well as of course tilt side to side. We do have butterfly joints here for the elbows, which are indeed a lot smoother in terms of their movement than compared to Zartan, which allows for a much greater range of motion. We can rotate this here the full 360 as well as of course hinge this out to the sides. Full 360 rotation here at the bicep as well as a double joint here at the elbow. Full 360 rotation here for the wrists as well as hinge joints which can pivot forwards and backwards. We do get an ab crunch, however due to the nature of the design it is rather difficult to actually utilize that range of motion due to this all being made out of a slightly firmer type of plastic. We can of course rotate this section here the full 360 as the entire waist joint is indeed on a ball joint, so this too could also act as the ab crunch if you are indeed unable to utilize the mid ab crunch. We do get drop down hips with this figure, so this does allow for a much greater range of motion kicking outwards as well as of course kicking back. You can do the splits, full 360 rotation here at the thigh as well as a double joint here at the knee. We do get a full 360 rotation here at the boot, and then finally we do get pivot forwards and backwards as well as an ankle rocker joint side to side. So as far as articulation is concerned, as mentioned in my Zartan review, I really do believe that the Classified series line is one of the best, or is the best articulated 6-inch line that Hasbro have indeed produced. Now as far as accessories are concerned, you can see that we do get 2 pistols here. Both of these are the exact same sculpt. However, the sculpt work is incredible. Really, really well done. We also do get this dagger, and this too has also been sculpted incredibly well with what appears to be this cobra head detail around where the blade is. That is such a nice attention to detail. This, of course, can be sheathed into this holster, and we get this huge looking rifle, and the sculpt work on this too is incredibly well done. And of course, as you saw at the beginning of this review, we also do get this helmet here, which you can just place over the top. Now, this figure, as mentioned, is basically just a repaint of the previously released Cobra Trooper. The main difference between these two figures is that the new Cobra Infantry does indeed include less accessories than compared to what we got with this figure, and of course the colour scheme is also a little lighter in comparison. As far as the difference in accessories are concerned, you can see that we no longer get this bicep pouch that we got here on the Cobra Trooper. We also do not get this huge, almost sniper weapon that this particular figure did come with. Now, you must forgive me, I have indeed misplaced the second weapon that this figure came with. I'm unsure as to whether or not it is the same sculpt as this one. I'm pretty certain it is, but you can see that he does indeed include this one, whereas this figure here doesn't. And of course, we do get the goggles on this particular version, whereas we did not get it here with this one. Now, as far as showing you the differences between the actual face paint apps, you can see here that it is a lot different and is actually one of the more noticeable areas of change. You can see we have a much lighter flesh tone here for the Cobra Trooper than compared to a little more of a darker tone here for the Cobra Infantry. As mentioned, I do prefer the look here of the Cobra Infantry, and I do actually prefer the overall colour scheme here for Cobra Infantry. You can see this here was a lot darker in comparison, whereas this one here is a lot lighter. And as far as personal preference is concerned, I do actually prefer the look of this particular version. So both are great figures, and both of them I'm pretty certain will look fantastic upon the shelf, even if you already have picked up the previously released Cobra Trooper. Just to very quickly show you how all of the accessories do indeed store on this figure, you can see we have the dagger here at the top, we do have a pistol inserted here. As we turn our attention here to the back, there are various ports of which you can take the tab on this larger rifle and port them into, and of course we do get the other pistol which can holster here on the back. So great weapon storage, and it is awesome that he can indeed holster all of his weapons and still have his hands free. Here, for a very quick classified size comparison, you can see the Cobra Infantry fits in really nicely with the likes of Zartan, the Baroness, and of course the previously released Cobra Trooper. And so, some final thoughts. Overall, I believe the Cobra Infantry to be yet again another really nice release here for the classified series, especially if you were unable to obtain the incredibly elusive Cobra Trooper. This particular figure is exactly the same as far as moulding is concerned. It is merely different as far as the paint deco and is slightly lacking as far as the accessories are concerned, but I personally do believe this to be a great figure. He is incredibly articulated, and out of all of the classified series figures so far, the Cobra Trooper, and now here of course the Cobra Infantry figure, is really the one that I have been posing around the most, as he is just so articulated. I love the incorporation of drop down hips. It really does allow for a greater range of motion. The butterfly joints too are exceptional, as well as of course the ball joint at the neck and the hinge joint. Really well done looking figure. I think he comes with a good amount of accessories, whilst of course not as much as the Cobra Trooper. You do get 2 pistols, 1 larger rifle, and of course a dagger, so there is more than enough to actually display this particular character with. And if you are looking to troop build, I also do believe that this will probably be your best bet to go with, as of course the Cobra Trooper himself is very difficult to actually track down. I know myself that I'm really glad to add this to the collection, and would love to know down in the comment section below on what you think of this figure and whether or not you do indeed plan on picking him up. I really hope that you enjoyed this review. If you did, please do also let me know down in the comment section below, and until my next review, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.